Starting up front in our 2010 Florida Mini Sprint Association feature event, Eddie Moss Jr. in the number 8 Moss Construction effort, alongside Ray Lynn Moss in her number 23. Lenny Dahlman in the number 21, and Jesse James Teed in the number 7 effort. Steve Crabtree in the number 5, the 116 on the racetrack. That's going to be Walter Arnold. 83's Justin Colves winning his heat race earlier tonight at Deltona, Florida. And then it's Brett O'Donnell, the 2009 Rookie of the Year in the number 11. 28 is the 2009 champion in the O'Donnell landscape, number 28, Tim O'Donnell. And David Plow in the number 711. The 14 is Brian Penrose, the Prime Devices effort out of Edgewater, Florida. And the number 18 in the Mother Faulkner Brewery, number 18 effort, Jody McKenzie. The X59 on the racetrack tonight, Austin Jackson. And the 1M of Eddie Moss, the Paul's Towing effort. So they're going to yank him back. The 6 is Andrew Kurjak in the Walter Arnold Company. Mark Ryder in the number 2. Dirk Miller in the number 88. And the 2 JR is Sheldon Kinzer Jr. And 15, Paul Lanza, the Paul's Towing effort. And finally, the number 31, it's Tommy Bowden. So had a couple of stragglers out of place. They get the cars back in their respective starting spot, and we are ready to get underway. Eddie Moss Jr. Up front, the Moss Construction effort, the 2007 champion, will lead him down to the green flag alongside Raylan Moss. Here we go. Jesse Teed picking and choosing, and he decides to take the low line. He just dispatched Raylan Moss back to the 3rd spot. Now he'll grab the lead on the backstretch. Jesse Teed to the top spot. Brett O'Donnell will grab 2nd. Walter Arnold will grab the 3rd spot. Eddie Moss Jr. back in the 4th position with Raylan Moss. Crabtree's moving through the field. Up front, Teed holding off the 11 of Brett O'Donnell. Nice battle up front, side by side, lap after lap. Brett O'Donnell with the advantage that time at a turn number 2. Jesse Teed back to 2nd. 3rd, Walter Arnold. 4th, Eddie Moss Jr. 5th now is Crabtree. 6th, Raylan Moss. 7th, you go back to the number 21 of Lenny Dahlman. Here's Crabtree trying to work over Eddie Moss Jr. from the top side. Now he'll diamond the racetrack in turn 4. Drops to the bottom. Here's Crabtree for 4th. Steve Crabtree into the 4th spot around Eddie Moss Jr. Meanwhile, Lenny Dahlman's working over Raylan Moss over in turn 4. He'll grab the spot. It is all Brett O'Donnell leading Jesse Teed back to fend for himself. Walter Arnold. Crabtree, Eddie Moss Jr., Lenny Dahlman. Take a look at Justin Colvis back in the number 83 car. He's trying to put something together to make his way towards the front. It's all Brett O'Donnell right now. Brett O'Donnell slicing his way through the traffic through turn 4. Jesse Steed still rides second in the number 7 car. Walter Arnold is third. Fourth, you separate 2 lap cars from Steve Crabtree. Fifth, Eddie Moss Jr. Sixth, Lenny Dahlman. Seventh, Justin Colvis. And eighth, it's David Plow. Ninth, Raylan Moss. And rounding out the top 10 in the number 18, it's Jody McKenzie. Jesse Teed still can't swat away that 116 of Walter Arnold off his tail. Steve Crabtree trying to move around Andrew Kerjack in the number 6 car. Mark Ryder appears to be slowing in turn 4. And Ryder is off the racetrack in the number 2 car. Rapidly completing the laps around the super half mile here at Volusia. It is still Brett O'Donnell. Right there, O'Donnell. Second spot, Jesse Teed. Third, the 116 of Walter Arnold. Fourth, it's Steve Crabtree. Fifth, Eddie Moss Jr. Sixth, Lenny Dahlman. Seventh, David Plow. Eighth, Raylan Moss. And ninth, the number 18 of Jody McKenzie. Brett O'Donnell having his way with the field here tonight as he continues to throttle down and choke the competition. Jesse Teed settling for second. Walter Arnold stalled out back in third. Fourth, still Crabtree. Fifth, Eddie Moss Jr. Sixth, now is David Plow. Seventh, Lenny Dahlman. Eighth, Raylan Moss. Ninth, Jody McKenzie. And now Brett O'Donnell will lap the 10th place car in turn 4. The 1M of Eddie Moss. And now he'll go to work on 9th place, Jody McKenzie. He will slide by McKenzie in turn 3. Brett O'Donnell's got him lapped up to the 9th position. Now to the 8th spot he goes to Raylan Moss, and he'll sidestep her in turn number 2. White flag is out for Brett O'Donnell. Ladies and gentlemen, from DeLand, Florida, the 2009 Florida Mini Sprint Association Rookie of the Year, Brett O'Donnell will win. Second, Jesse Teed. Third, Walter Arnold. Fourth, Steve Crabtree. Fifth, Eddie Moss Jr., David Plow. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going trackside with DeLand, Florida's Brett O'Donnell. Jesse James, little wheelie action for you. Already on the stage, wasting no time at all. Where'd he go? Big celebration in victory lane. Brett O'Donnell out of the race car. Congratulations from the president, Jesse Teed. Brett, come on up here, buddy. Brett, come on. 2009 Rookie of the Year, buddy. You've never ran so well here at Volusia Speedway Park. What is it like to have a car that's so hooked up?
Oh, man, it's a great feeling. Last time I was here, I only ran a Gixxer 600. My first time with a Gixxer 750, it just ran great. Everything went good. It was a beautiful night. Couldn't ask for a better night. Thanks, guys.
Ray, you had them lapped up to the 8th spot on this racetrack, and you were going for 7th, man. This thing was absolutely just masterful.
It was phenomenal. Thank you, Bob and Barb Miller, Chris and Brenda Malloy. Thank you, Mom, Dad. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. We had a great night tonight. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, from DeLand, Florida, the 2009 Florida Mini Sprint Association Rookie of the Year, Brett O'Donnell. Jesse Teed, come on up here, Jess. Jesse, I've seen you guys here so many times at Volusia Speedway Park. Always give a good account of yourself. Tonight, perhaps the most well-managed series we have seen here at Volusia Speedway Park. Talk about that 7 car, man. Looked like early on you're going to have something for him.
Yeah, no, this boy's been doing good. He tries the heck out of it. I had it floored the whole time. I never lifted. He went by me. I was just like, well, I'll just hold what I got. But if all y'all are out there, I appreciate every one of y'all coming out here. Good dirt racing fans, thank you very much. Thank Volusia. And go to FLMinisprints.com or support your local dirt track. And we're just glad to be here, bud.
And you can see it, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, from Orlando, Florida, Jesse James. And finally, our third-place finisher, Mr. Walter Arnold. Walter, Chris F.M.S.A. Very well. They had your name wrong. My apologies. Chris, I'll tell you what, car was amazing here tonight. Looked like you had something for the 7 at Teed, and then you settled into that 3rd spot.
Yeah, I missed the gear a little bit, but we'll be back.
Talk about this racetrack. I mean, you've been here before. You guys like the big half mile here at Volusia, and the track suited you guys well tonight.
Oh, I love this track. I did when I raced hobby stocks. I love it with these things. It's a good, fast track.
Another smile on the 3rd-place finisher, Chris F.M.S.A., ladies and gentlemen, and back to Brett O'Donnell.
And one last thanks to Joe Guzzi. He set the car up. He did great. Special thanks to Joe Guzzi and everybody that helped out tonight. Thank you, guys.
Brett O'Donnell with the Florida Mini Sprints